In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring two of Evemore's chosen. One of the Dusk, and one of the Dawn. And the most climactic clash the Core Realms has ever seen. Follow along as we dive into the conflict that curses the realm of Evemore and her children. Sauron, Archon of the Redicon Republic, leader of Evemore's will, chosen of Evemore. You find yourself in a dark space. There is a strange light shimmering against a liquid surface of the ground. It's crimson red. As you look up and you see a red star in the distance. You pull your hands out of this liquid and you stand up. And it reminds you of the first time you encountered this space. You question what the red star could mean. But it's almost like a path forward. And then you see before you a purple light that begins to move towards the star. What do you do?
I shall get up and follow it.
You begin waking through the mucky water, the mucky liquid. And you begin to follow the purple mode of light. As you follow it, you begin to see it almost looks like these creatures begin to come out from the water. And as you see them, their silhouettes begin to approach you. They're almost like contorted until finally you're able to see their figure and they stand up tall. Each one a Radicon, a Castine, your people. As you continue moving through, getting up to where you see the star above you. And the purple light shining upward. You go to reach for it. And as you reach for it, you hear a faint noise. And Archon, sorry to disturb you. You wake up. We have arrived on Arago.
Thank you, Vendez. Let's call a meeting.
Of course. And
With our most trusted.
he nods to you. Calling a meeting. Meeting actually in your throne chambers. Closing the chamber doors off. Securing the perimeter. Who all have you called?
Sultan Maroon, Grancia Regulus, Vendez, Krogo. I'll leave Arkov out of this.
Gorman.
Of course. I can't forget the Arch Commander. Admittedly, I did almost forget him though, because he wasn't like actively in the last part of the last arc. And we'll leave Scythe out for now. Tentin, of course. Oh my god, my tech spear. Thank you.
That's six people?
Yeah.
Do you want Gorovir in here?
Ooh. Good question. See, I got good reasons for this about not having him in on this particular part. So, you know what? I'll keep him out, but I'll meet with him separately at another time.
Okay, so basically Sultan, Regulus, Vorman, Krogo, Vendez, and Tentin. All six of them have shown up to meet you. So, as they all are standing before you at your... Where would you like to be inside your actual main throne room area? There's a war room. There's a station for the codex, this basically a study, like a library area. There's a worship area to worship Evemore. Which room would you like to be inside, or do you want to be inside the main throne room? Do you want to be have this be I
definitely want it the main throne room. Okay. More official for this one.
Okay. So you sit at the throne, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Who do you have by your side, or are they all
They're all spread across.
Them?
Yeah. No, I have no one by my side for this.
Okay. Yeah, they all are there, and they bow to you, kneel before you, and they await your commands.
Grand Seer, I believe you are aware why I have called this meeting. You know that my time has come, and I must accept the proposal by Motherkind, endorsed by Evemore herself.
Indeed. This is true, my Archon. you hear... Oh, as the rest of them hear this, the ones that kind of peek up with attention is Tentin, Krogo, and Vorman to a certain extent. But he keeps like a calm demeanor. But Tentin is curious as to what's going on. Krogo is more like wondering, okay, this is like my first time actually being inside a chamber with the literal like elites of the Redicon Republic. So this is a big deal.
Good on him.
Yeah. But
he deserves this.
He's a little bit nervous right now.
Mm-hmm. You are all my closest of allies, which is why I entrust all of you to stick with your duties and carry out our grand plan. If this republic is to survive, it must be able to do so even after I perish.
You see Tentin look up. Pardon me, my Archon. Are you suggesting that you are going to be going away for an extended period of time?
Quite astute, Tentin.
I aim to please. But... this is rather sudden, don't you think? You see Regulus looks over. The Archon is called by Evemore. It is not sudden, but it is by her will.
That is correct, Grand Seer. But your concern, Tentin, is noted. I was originally having some doubts myself, as a matter of fact. But once I got Evemore's endorsement, her blessing, I then knew that it is time to watch you all rise and fulfill your duties. Tentin.
Yes, my Archon.
You are one of our most intelligent. You'll continue to promote our advancement. Make us thrive with our technology. We will evolve. And we will stop anyone that gets in our way.
I will do what I can and what I am able for what Evemore has given me and what you have blessed me with.
And that is all I ask. Krogo.
Yes, Archon.
You have grown much in your time as a commander already.
You are so very wise and powerful. I aim to do what I can to fight for our people in as many ways as I can.
Your heart is genuine. And that is why you're here with us today.
What do you ask of me?
Continue to lead. And when it is time for you to infiltrate, do so with everything you have learned from your experiences here.
I understand.
And find any information on William Soar.
He looks up. I will hunt him down and bring him to his knees so that you may slay him yourself.
He is mine to face.
Yes, of course. Apologies.
I respect your ambition, but do not underestimate.
I know what he looks like. I know who he's a part of. I will keep my eyes on him.
And this will serve you well. Vendez.
Yes. Archon Siren.
I hope you're ready to be the diplomat of the Republic.
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Kroga will be reporting to you with any information on William Soar. Foster your relationships.
Understood. Archon.
Gonna look at Sultan Maroon next.
Okay.
Maroon,
Yes, Archon.
I cannot praise you enough for leading a republic. Is anything but easy.
You flatter me. I could not have done it without your guidance.
Well, it's time to see what happens when you do not have it. But I know you are up to the challenge.
Of course. With those that you have gathered here, I believe all of the knowledge that you've given each of us, we are put together one of you. We will make you proud. I'm sure of it.
And in doing so, you make Evemore proud as well. Continue the expansion at the rate most comfortable with you all.
He nods.
Arch Commander Vorman.
He looks up. And he just stares at you.
You have defended me plenty of time. You are the enforcer of the Redicon Republic. Any threat that we may face, I trust you to handle it personally.
He looks down. I will use Evemore's guidance to make sure that you become her champion and bring the Dusk across all of the core.
All throughout all of Evemore's worlds.
He bows his head to you.
Grand Seer,
Yes, Archon.
you have guided me for so long. We both gained new perspectives from each other and stronger dedication. Evemore speaks highly of you, and she'll continue to speak to you. Be sure to listen, and she will tell you when I'm ready.
Yes. Archon.
Continue to expand the wills.
I will.
And lastly, I am not aware. I mean, sorry, I am not unaware.
I'm not. Yeah.
I am not unaware of all of your obsession with Scythe.
And Vorman doesn't acknowledge this. Krogo kind of acknowledges this. Vendez looks around. Tenton is just kind of looking up into the sky, kind of caressing his chin for a second. Regulus kind of chuckles. Sultan Maroon is just like looking around and like just seeing what everyone's doing, kind of thing. So
She will be part of this inner circle. Do not let your urges guide you. Only Evemore does.
Krogo raises his hand.
You may speak.
Scythe being my operative, I will make sure that everything is relayed to her. Whatever you wish for her to know.
I trust you with this while I am gone. However, I'll need to speak with her as well.
Of course. And then you see Maroon kind of steps up and is like, Archon, may I suggest having Scythe being the elephant in the entire Republic. She is kind of the only female, and we can only hold urges back for so long.
That is why I address this now.
Yes, but perhaps the addressing should be a bit more formal and to the point for the people of the Republic to understand and not get any ideas.
Let her decide.
And
that is all.
And he's like, of course. And Vendez kind of looks over and is like, Archon, I think what the Sultan is trying to say is that you should probably have a
I'm gonna put my hand up.
just it's more so of so that the people don't try anything.
You wish me to lay claim to her.
You are the Archon, of course. You have first claim. She is the only female that we've had for, we don't even know how long. It could have been several millennia.
I have not received Evemore's blessing on this.
Understandable. Very well.
This is because I do not let urges guide me. And that is why I instruct for all of you.
They all nod.
And I'm gonna jokingly look at him and I'll be like,
some of them are more like Vorman is just
It's just, like, straight face,
yeah,
like,
straight
yeah.
face, like yeah. Don't let her just
Yeah.
guide and like, but some of them are also like, okay,
Yeah. I'm gonna like throw like a little smile, kind of like sarcastic face, and be like, "I'm a Redicon too. I get it."
yeah.
Carry on, and I may see some of you for some final goodbyes.
Of course. And you see they all begin to walk up and bow to you. Foreman comes up to you and is like, wherever you're heading, Archon, allow me to see you off.
Of course.
He bows to you. And then he heads out. Krogo bows to you. Do you wish me to get my squadron to you? Well, Scythe in particular.
Just Scythe.
All right.
However, can you also have Gorvir wait outside the chambers?
Go over here.
Yes.
You mean Grumhill or?
No, Gorvir. I want my homie Gorvir.
Okay. Well, Krogo.
Yeah. No,
Vendes
I just
would
want.
probably be the best.
Well, I know,
person
but
to
I'm
ask,
assuming
but-
Vendes already left. That's why it's because I'm talking to.
Well,
yeah.
everyone is.
Everyone's still there. Okay, got you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
he's
we'll just say I said it Vendes for the heck of it.
Okay.
Just make it make
okay.
sense. Okay.
Yeah. And he kind of bows. Is like, oh, I will get Scythe to you. And he leaves. You tell that to Vendes, and then Vendes is like, I will do what I can, and I would like to be there when you head out as well.
Of course.
And he nods to you. Then Maroon comes up. Are you sure you don't want to lay claim to that exquisite structure of Evemore's hand?
Quite the interpretation of Evemore's will, Maroon.
I'm just saying. Sometimes there is a reason why they are born.
You have quite a way with words. As always. That's why you're the politician.
Well, I am hoping that while you are gone, we expand even further, potentially having more more possibilities of alternate forms of Redicon reproduction. But yes.
We'll see what advances you make when I return.
Mm-hmm. And he nods to you. He's like,
The army will be ready for me when I face him.
understood. I will also make sure that he kind of leans in and is like, I'll make sure that that Regulus keeps up on his, communications.
I'll trust me. I'll make sure he does. Sorry, I kind of like broke character for a second. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, Regulus kind of bows to you, and he's like, I will also want to see you when you are heading out as well.
If you all wish to do so, you may. If they're all gonna just do it.
Yeah, they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Regulus leaves. Tenton comes up to you. He's like, Hakan. What is to happen if the
Our benefactor.
yes, what if they come into the picture and it's too much for us to turn away?
I trust Maroon to lead the discussion about that matter. However, you may be forced to play its game for a time. Always be wary of its offerings. But do use what it can provide. Tell me, the advancements on our new weaponry, armor, what have you found?
He looks at you as like, well, when it comes to the carvers and the steel that we have completely overhauled into our weaponry, it is the only thing that's stronger than it is the titanium at this point. We haven't found a metal that can pierce through it, which is formidable enough. We've also been able to replicate some of the technology that the robotic Redicon have given us, that the benefactor has given us. I am not sure, though, to the extent our advancement will go. But I will make sure that it is one worthy of Evemore.
And whatever you do, do not let this benefactor take control. We live as Redicon, and we die as Redicon.
You know,
to Evemore, we all go.
Of course. Archon. He nods his head several times. And then he's like, I shall see you when you head out. And he leaves. Lastly, Grand Seer Regulus approaches. Well, Siron. He looks back, sees that everyone is basically left at this point. I will not be able to see exactly what happens to you once you enter the Dark Void, but I have foreseen several scenarios in which you return. My question for you: when you do return, would you like to get things settled as soon as possible with the Dawnheld Chosen, William Soul?
When the moment is right, when I return, I will evaluate the information presented before me, and only then will I make that decision. I will not underestimate him.
I understand. I will keep the paths open, as many as I can. And as he kind of bows to you, he looks at you. I do not underestimate him either. In fact, I feel like I know more about him than you do, Archon.
And that is why I trust you to make the right decision.
Of course. Until we see you off.
Until then.
He heads out. As he heads out, the chamber doors close. And you begin to just contemplate for a moment everything. And then, after a few moments, the chamber doors open up. Krogo enters. Behind him is Scythe. As she steps up, and you see she's kind of twiddling her thumbs a little bit.
Fucking hell.
And Krogo's like, Archon, I present to you Scythe. And she bows to you. My Archon, what can I do for you?
I will tell you momentarily. Krogo,
Yes,
you may leave us.
of course. He bows to you. And then he nods to Scythe, giving her kind of a look. And then he just leaves. And as the doors close, you see she just looks up at you and is like waiting for whatever you have to say to her.
I must thank you for presenting me the information I needed to find the Dawn.
That it was not... I am most humbled to be in your presence, Archon. And for you to say something like that to me is... I am honored.
I've spoken with the rest of my inner circle, and you will be joining them.
Archon, I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. And I do have an assignment for you.
Anything. And she kneels down.
If you are to be deployed to the core, be sure to gather any information on William Soar.
William Soar.
However, if you are to remain here, I would like you to keep an eye on Archive. As a Spec Ops, you are the most qualified for this. I originally entrusted this to Vendez, but seeing as he is now my diplomat of our Grand Republic, I entrust this duty to you. And not just him. Nearez.
The Grand Arbiter.
Yes. Are you aware of what I had to do?
Yes, I am. Kroko has told me the stories. Have you... This is my assignment?
It is. When it comes to any information on Arkhov, you will communicate this with Vendez.
Of course.
When it comes to Neerez, you shall be working with Arch-Commander Vorman.
Of course. Archon. And she kind of bows her head to you.
I know you will not fail me.
I shall not.
And I must confess, in a few cycles' time, I will be departing.
A few cycles time or a few...
Wait, cycles or marks? Oh, marks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought cycles was days for a sec. Yeah. Marks is days, cycles is like years. Okay, yeah. Okay, scratch that from the record.
Yeah.
In a few marks time.
Yes.
Oh my god, I almost said a raise. In a few marks time, I will be departing our homeland.
Where will you be heading?
To see Mother Kine. Evemore has tasked me with learning her powers.
Mother Kine? You mean the voice that we heard when we were implanted with the Zakite?
You are correct.
Okay. Do you know when you will return?
Unfortunately, I do not. Within enough time to face the dawn. However, I was not able to properly compensate you for the information you provided. I do apologize that may have to come at another day.
It is no worries, Archon. You do not need to worry about that. I'm just glad that you see value in me. Value enough to bring me into all of this. I will make you proud.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No. No. Actually, may I come to see you off?
You may.
She nods. Is that all, Archon?
That is all.
She stands up. And then she bows to you. A long bow. And then she stands up straight. Pivots around. Begins walking out. The doors open up. And then they stay ajar for a second. And suddenly you hear and then a few footsteps come in and the door and you see Gorvir
Oh no!
just staring at you.
I just realized the implication.
Just staring at you.
Oh my god damn it. I probably should have Gorvir go first.
He just stares at you, and he comes up. He's like, "Naughty, naughty, Archon."
I did not, Gorvir.
Oh. Then can I have dibs?
She will choose when it is time. And if not her, then Evemore.
Okay, well, I'm going to pray to Evemore as much as I can to make sure that she gives me dibs. Since you're not giving me dibs.
Good luck with that. I'm not even gonna try to talk him down. It's pointless. You can't do shit after a comment like that.
You gotta have good moments inside
Yeah.
inside these. I mean, we are playing, Siron here. It's like, so, Venda says you wanted to talk to me about something.
I do. I will be heading to learn more from Mother Kine herself.
Oh. Okay. You see, he's kind of trying to think about stuff right now. He's not sure what that means. But he's
The
like,
voice in your head when you took the Zakite.
that was a long time ago. I haven't heard that voice in a long time. But I mean, if it's what you need to do and Evemore tells you to do it, then you gotta do it.
And that is what I am doing.
Good for you. And he gives you a thumbs up.
I will be gone for an indefinite period of time.
I see. You want me to hold down the fort?
Exactly.
I can do that. Don't need to worry about that, Siron. I got you. Archon, I got you. And he kind of salutes you. Anything else you need me to do?
Keep an eye on Zeratul for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you already told me to do that, but I've been doing that.
And keep doing it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Like I said before, like if you didn't have your powers and stuff, he'd give you a run for your money. Yeah.
Make sure he remains loyal to the Republic.
Oh, I mean, I think that happened when we gave him the Zakite. So, yeah. He just stares at you.
He must be trained. And make sure that Archcommander Vorman is aware of it. For when the time comes, I'll need him close by.
I see. All right. That sounds good. And he just kind of gives you a look of like he's trying to analyze what you're saying. Hey, he's like, okay, yeah.
It's just not sinking in.
Not like the deeper
Yeah.
implications
Exactly,
of
yeah.
everything. Just
But
that,
it's just like strong Redicon helps strong Archon
yeah.
fight enemies.
yeah, that's literally what it is.
And his mind's already blown just from that.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. Anything else?
I want you to help see me off as well. And before I go, make me some more Agralock.
Oh, I'm gonna go hunting right now. Don't you worry, Archon. I gotta go get the biggest one I can find. Alright, should I go now?
You may.
Okay. And you see he begins to go and head out. And as he heads out, you see that Gorovir goes to acquire a few enforcers to go on a hunting trip. He actually does bring Zeratul along with him, as well as Gromhill and a few other enforcers. They go on their hunting trip. Is there anything that you specifically wanted to get done while you are here on Orogo Kine? Any people that you want to meet before you head out, before you go on your journey? Or any specific errands you want to run?
See, I really gotta think this one through. See, I knew who I was gonna talk to initially.
Yeah.
But trying to think about... You know what? I want to go find Arkov. I want to talk to him.
Okay. So you begin to head over to... You head over to where the actual... You kind of head down to the surface where there are like training troops, like a training area nearby, and you go to see where Arkov is actually training his men, the men that basically turned over to your side, and there's a full perimeter set with Redicon soldiers there, and you see the spec ops that is manning the perimeter looks up at you. He's like, Archon, and he goes and salutes you, and then you kind of you look at him, and they're all kind of saluting you at this point. What do you do?
Keep training. Arkov, a word.
And you see Arkov is over there training them. He hears this, and then he looks over. He's like, and he kind of begins to head over, and the Redicons are all just like, anything we can do for you, Archon?
Continue to gain strength for the Republic.
Of course. And he's like, okay, and he like looks over, and the enforcers are just kind of just standing there watching the primos all like training and stuff, because they're the ones who are like tasked to kind of watch them, make sure that keep an eye on them. And then Arkov comes up, and is like, oh, hello, Archon, and he bows his head. Or what can I do for you?
I want to let you know that I'll be heading out in a few marks. Evemore has called me for a great purpose and an immense task.
Does this have to do with those creatures that we met?
Not this case in particular, no. However, those were not your people.
I know. They were not my people. They're fucking pacifists, is what they were.
No.
Also, what? What do you mean, no?
They were taking the form of pacifists.
What do you mean? They looked exactly like my people. They even had the same capabilities as them.
And that is what these species do.
Alright, well then, that doesn't fucking matter anymore. What I want to know is that my people are getting antsy. We want to know when the next battle is.
will be expanding shortly. And Arch Commander Vorman, who you will be reporting to.
Vorman, yes. Believe I've seen him before. He's the one that, He's the one that helped fight inside your battle. Formidable.
He is. And he will give you a target. And I know you will all do well. I have come here to thank you for training these men and for your dedication to the Republic. Even though I will not be here for quite some time, I will return. And I look forward to seeing the progress that you make.
Of course.
You will receive your fight.
As long as we get plenty of it, you will serve.
And you will.
He nods.
And one more thing. Even though you will be reporting to Arch Commander Vorman, you will also be working in conjunction with Scythe. She's a spec ops for Krogo. Commander Krogo.
Ah, the one that was on the ship.
That is correct.
I will be reporting to her too? Or will I be working alongside her?
Alongside.
Understanding. Right.
As Krogo was originally there to help initiate the different exercises, I trust you're able to help advance your people's combative abilities. And Scythe, as a spec ops, will be able to provide a new range of skills. It is out of respect.
New ways to kill. My men would enjoy that.
And that is what we shall provide.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything else you need from me?
That will be all.
He nods to you. And then he begins to head over. He's like, men, gather up! Collectively! And they all begin to gather up. And then, after a moment, you hear him kind of like riling them up, and then you hear them go, "Ah!" Like they're excited. And he turns back towards you and gives you a nod. And you begin to head out. Where else would you like to go?
Okay. I would... let's see. I'm assuming they're still hunting for the Agralock, right?
Yeah, but most likely.
Okay. Then I am going to meditate in my chambers.
Okay. You
want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing.
You return...
Guiding light? Sorry.
You return back to your personal chambers to meditate. Actually, let me roll something real quick. As you return back to your meditative chambers, you see, as you're walking up, a figure standing at the door, adorned with a long black gown of a sort, and they look towards you very it's almost like slowly but calming. It is Nearest. And then he looks over towards you. He's like, Archon, hello.
Near us, tell me, how have you been, and what have you have done for the Republic?
I have been searching for anomalies across the realms, specifically for potential patterns that could guide you and the Republic to rune forgers.
Tell me more.
And he puts his hand towards the door. After you. The door goes and opens up. And you guys enter inside. The door closes. And then he looks at you. Rune forgers give off a specific energy signature that I've been able to find numerous amounts across the realms, specifically on the outskirts. It is actually closer to our location than I thought. I did some research, and this took some time, but I would like to show it to you. He pulls out a codex, and he goes to hand it over to you. You look at it, and you see information about the runic core, specifically one of the orbitals. Orbital 4 is near our location currently. If you allow it, I could get a team to go and scout out the location to try to see exactly what they do inside. Now, this one specifically says that it is for Senate chambers, part of the Alliance, formerly known as the Sidorian Alliance.
Can I roll a lore check on the Sidorian?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that was a bad roll. Okay, 18, not one.
You don't know much about this. All you know is that the Alliance is probably like a society like the Redicon Republic kind of thing.
You may work in conjunction with Vendez, since he will be the diplomat of our republic.
I don't... Apologies, Archon, but I do not think that Vendez would be the best bet for this. I think acquiring the skill sets of Archcommander Vorman and Tentin to look into this would be best. Vorman for defensive capabilities and Tentin for the technology to be able to scout out the area. If we're going with Vendez, Vendez is more of a, as you said, diplomat, and I don't think we want to get the attention of this alliance just yet.
You make a compelling case, Nearus.
I aim to please you, my lord Archon.
I'll tell you what. We will also add Arkov's squad to it.
Arkov's squad? Please enlighten me of this Arkov's squad. I have not been paying much attention to the ongoings of the Republic.
That's quite understandable, given the research you have provided me. During our great battle, in which we won when they came to our home, some of these creatures, the Primo, willingly joined our cause. Archov is their leader.
All right. Are they...
His men have been looking for a fight.
But I don't... Sir, I don't think this is a place that we should be fighting. I think this is a place that we should be gathering intelligence. I say bring Vormin in case there's a fight, but not. But more so on the retreating aspect of things. There shouldn't be conflict, at least not yet. For if there's conflict, then they have the potential of paying a target on our backs. I don't want that. Apologies, Archon, if I stepped over boundaries.
You did not.
You see, he bows to you.
I value your insight, Nearus.
I am sorry I did not come to you with this sooner. I was preoccupied with all the research.
I was preoccupied as well.
Of course.
If there is to be a conflict, then Archiv's squad can be led by the Archcommander. If no conflict is to occur, we can continue with the scouts. However, the first sign of conflict, whether with your leads, or with another force that tries to take the title of the Dusk, Archiv's men must be deployed. It is time to test them.
Understandable, Archon. Now, another question for you. What shall I tell Vormin? Or can you inform him of this? And inform him that I found this, and I would like him to lead this expedition.
I will let him know.
I do not need to go myself. If I can go, I would be honored to go and serve the Republic, but I do not need to go.
I'll discuss this with the Archcommander. Thank you.
Of course. And he bows to you. And you see...
And I will be sure that you receive credit in my briefing with the Archcommander. It is fine work you have brought us.
Thank you, Archon. I will do more. And I will bring it to you. And you see, he's eager to prove his loyalty to you. It feels like.
I will be heading out in a few marks.
Where will you be heading?
To train with Motherkind.
Incredible.
Evemore has wished this of me. For this matter, you can share these findings with Arch Commander Vorman and Tech Spear Tenton.
Of course. And he bows. Actually, if I may I be present when you speak to the Arch Commander? Just so he knows that I am trustworthy as I realize my past with him has been not as forthcoming.
You may. I will summon Arch Commander Vorman.
You. Yes, Archon.
Please report to my chambers.
Right away. After a few moments, the door opens up, and in walks Vorman. And he sees Nearest standing there. His head is down, waiting to be called upon. As Vorman enters inside, he looks directly at Nearest, actually. And you see his eyes just rush over him.
Can I roll an analyze check on this?
Sure.
I think I have something that gives me a +5 of this, but I'm trying to look that up. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Okay. $22.
You watch as Vorman analyzes the crap out of Nearest, and Nearest just looks. He looks like he's completely defeated, and he's just trying to find ways to work his way back into the fold. And he doesn't. And it's almost like he's defeated. He's a defeated person at this point. And he's just kind of waiting for the conversation to start. As Vorman does this, he nods, then looks over towards you. You summoned me.
I have. Nearest has been diving into quite the research.
Yes, has he?
Yes. Nearest, you may present your findings.
He pulls out the codex, and he goes to hand it over to Vorman. Vorman grabs it from him and begins to look through it. As he looks through it, he's like, Rune Forgers. Interesting. And what is the plan with this? And Nearest looks over at you to see if...
And I'll gesture to Nearest to explain.
And he begins to explain the plan that he had, that Vorman would lead. Would lead a troop along with Tenton, taking as many precautionary measures as they can to scout out the area and to gain intelligence in regards to this force. And he also does inform Vorman, that you would like Arkov and his men to accompany or at least be part of said operations in some ways. And Vorman is skeptical at first. You can tell like he's skeptical, and he's like, all right. This can be done. If we are to do this, we must make sure that we're not tied down to anything. I will see if we can get proper scouts implanted into this runic core. And he looks over at Nereus and is like, good work. And Nereus just nods and kind of smiles. Anything else?
Yes. Nereus?
Yes, Hakan.
Thank you for your work. Please continue to do so. I must speak to the Arch-Commander privately.
Of course. I will be off now. And he heads out. The door opens up, and then it closes back up.
Now your concerns.
My concerns, Archon, are the same concerns I've always had about Nereus.
Alright, different question. Your impression.
My impression... My impression is that Nereus has gotten a taste of what it feels like to be at the bottom, and probably wants a chance at the top again. And so he's willing to bow down to those who are at the top, even those he saw as a challenge to his authority.
Same old Nereus.
But then, again, keeping him on a tight leash and making sure that he is fine. He does have a keen... He has a keen mind that can't go unnoticed, to a point of, if we push him away too far, and if he is able to get out of your whatever you did to him, do you feel like he is out of it at all? Do you get any sensation of that?
Not as of yet.
Well, if he gets out of that, and we don't keep him close to us,
He could use this research to contact the Root Forgers
and attack us.
This is why I need you to oversee it. And
I was kind of surprised that he would actually suggest that. Or were you the one to suggest that?
suggest which part?
That I oversee this mission.
He did. However, that is why I will have Scythe also watch over him. It is one of her first assignments.
I see. Did you inform Scythe that you'd be telling me about this?
I have.
Will we be working together, or shall I keep this? It's a closed loop so that Nearest doesn't realize that Scythe is also working with me to evaluate him.
Keep that part close, Loop. However, she will be keeping an eye on Arkhov.
And was it Nearest's idea? And it wasn't Nearest's idea that Arkhov go. It was yours.
It was mine.
So Nearest was telling the truth the entire time.
He was.
That is so unlike him.
Maybe the power influenced him. Or he's trying to work his way back up to do the same thing again. And since I will not be here to see it...
Oh, do not worry, Archon. Nearest can't get past me.
And because you have an army to lead, Scythe will help be your eyes and ears.
Good.
Not just for Neerez, but also for Arkhov.
He knows. Anything else I can do for you?
That is all.
He bows. And then he heads out. Door opens up. Closes. You go on now get your chance to meditate, or anything else you want to...
I do want to meditate, yeah.
Okay. You go to begin your meditations. As you begin your meditations, go ahead and roll me a... You're praying, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and do
Religion,
your religion check. Yeah. All right, go ahead and use your guiding light.
34.
34.
Oh, yeah. It's a good roll.
As you kneel down before your altar, you begin to pray. What do you pray?
Evemore, if you hear me, please make yourself known. I have secured the means to provide for the Republic in my absence. I must know if I am ready. I ask this of you.
As you say this, you see the altar before you, and the pulsating light goes straight into your eyes as you feel yourself kind of a rush of air blows you back to where your hands kind of you have to press them down to keep yourself up, and you see what looks like the towering Orogo tree before you. And you see walking around you are the Castine building, working to make fortresses into Orogo, into the branches and tree of Orogo itself. And then you hear my Siron. Beside you, a hand is placed onto your shoulder. Calming sensation rushes over you, but a sense of determination and passion dives deep into your soul as you watch the cast iron building what looks like a coliseum for a pit, for fights. Even at their most primitive of your most primitive stage, you were still intelligent enough to build monuments and an entire society inside Orogo. What do you see, my Siren?
I simply see your will. I see strength. I see numbers. I see dedicated brethren.
You have always been ready, my Siren. When you enter, when you go past the veil, you will lose contact with me. But with all that I have shown you, I know you will head down the path that I have laid out. When you are lost inside there, when you feel there is no way to feel my love, remember this. And she motions over towards all the people who are working, all the castine that are doing Evemore's will. They are all within you. And they live through you.
I will return, and I will not fail you.
I know. And when you do return, it will be time. It will be time to become my chosen. And your eyes open up. And you hear, Archon, I'm back.
Come in, Goravir.
Oh, hey, we got everything all cooked up. Were you sleeping?
Meditating.
Power nap, I got it. I get those too. Yeah. We got it all cooked up for you and all ready. If you'd like to come, join us for your last meal.
Who is dining?
Oh, well, I mean, depends on who you want to invite. It is a pretty big accolog.
We'll invite the inner circle for this one. And you may accompany us as well. Actually, as a matter of fact, the rest of Krogo's squad.
All right.
As you join with everyone into the dining hall
For basically like the entire inner circle. Everyone comes to, would you like to give a toast?
The will of Evemore runs through us all. It has been a long time coming. When we founded this republic, we were merely a seed. But we are growing and navigating just as the Zakite has done. We will continue to grow strong. And I will soon be forced to take my leave. I have spoken with you all, and I trust you to do what must be done.
You hear Gromhill and Zeratul kind of lean in. Is like, he didn't speak to us. I know, right? Like, what does that mean? And you see Krogo kind of smack one of them to the side, and then Scythe kind of smacks the other one.
Good. I thank you all for your contribution to the Republic and for how you have aided me in this time. When I return, we'll be ready. And the core will be ours for the taking.
And they're like, yeah, yeah! And they all get all excited, and cheers go around.
Now, let us have fun and enjoy this Agralock. And remember, to Evemore we shall go.
To Evemore we shall go! And they all begin to dine in and feast upon this massive Agralock meal. And you can't help but feel the camaraderie, the loyalty, the deep pride you take in not only being a Castine Redicon, but being Evemore's will. After the feast, you rest up, and then the next mark, you prepare yourself for your travel. Vorman and everyone else, Regulus, Maroon, practically the inner circle entirely, boards the Ritanium vessel. And you spend several marks traveling through space until finally you reach the intended destination, following Evemore's will, the light that has been shining before you for the past 5 marks. You see into an empty, void space. Enter. Oh, actually, you say your farewells to all your people, your inner circle, who all they firmly make you aware that they will do everything that it takes to do what you have commanded them. They will keep their eyes on this place for when you return. And you enter into a pod. As you begin to power it on, I would like you to roll me a piloting check.
20.
You drifting through the emptiness of space. There are no stars in sight. You look back. You see on your scanners the blip of the Motherkind ship that vanishes. And then suddenly going into the entire system of the ship. You see the lights shining, and you see the purple light vanish of Evemore's will. And then a jolt of energy flashes before you. You see that all the energy, it's almost like this electric shock goes straight through the entire system, but completely avoids your body. You're kind of trying to dodge all of these shocks, but you feel no need to at a certain point when suddenly some kind of figure appears next to you. Inside the pod. And then you hear "Hello, Sivan. I've been waiting for some time. And that's where we'll end this session."
I just want to say, I knew it. I knew it.
What did you know? Because you might not know the full thing of what's going on.
I probably don't know the full thing, but I became extremely suspicious when I was having the dream, or whenever I try to connect to Evemore, I would get this like the tech thing, and it reminds me a lot of our benefactor when he's like morphing certain reality things. So my guess is that even though I've been doing well on my will checks, I haven't actually been communicating with Evemore at all, and that it's actually been the benefactor for quite a while. Maybe there have been some times with maybe Motherkind, maybe even Evemore, a couple of them, but a good amount of them are probably the benefactor. And that I am lured in here to be consumed by the void, so then it will give me the right powers and stuff needed to face the dawn, so then that new age can help be ushered in. I'm another pawn within that thing. That's my guess.
That's your guess.
That's my guess. Now, if I'm like far off, that's like, no, you're just doing the training and then you're going to face him. And then benefactor would like contribute some stuff here and there, but it's not that part at all. But like, that's my theory. That's my conspiracy.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the audience who is listening at home, you're not going to actually get to hear the Sauron's adventures through the dark void. But yeah, some things are going to be happening, and we will see what happens. So with all being said, I hope you have enjoyed these sessions, as we are now coming up to I think it's going to be the final story arc for your stuff. So we'll see what happens in the meantime. But for all you audience members, if death comes to you,
may you be
reborn in power. And credits. I thank you for listening to Dusk vs. Dawn. With each entry, we explore deeper aspects of the turmoil within the core realms. I hope you are listening carefully as we get closer to the climax of Evemore's will. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.